Okay. Should be going live here in just a sec. Are we live? What's happening? Should be going live here in just a sec. I think we're about to be live. Okay, well, it's the first live stream we've done in a really long time. It's probably been many months, probably at least like 6 months since I've done my last live stream. If you guys are any somewhat of a a long time subscriber, you might have remembered I did live streams watching and reviewing videos and stuff like that. It's been a while since I've done that, but here we are. We're live, and yeah, we've already got some people in the chat. I have a weird streaming setup going on right now. I'm using my laptop to like look at stuff and read comments, and then my main workstation back here is what's actually doing the stream. Obviously I'm streaming with a legit camera now. I'm using my Sony to stream. That's going into it's confusing. Anyways, but what's up, my guys? Geo, I already got some people here. We got that guy. We got Charles, Gwen. We got Geo. We got Dayton. We got a lot of people. Wow, that was fast. 31 people in here. What's up? Okay, guys. So, yeah, we got this. We got the Tamron 28-75mm f2.8. This has been like a very heavily anticipated lens for the Sony mirrorless game. A lot of people got very excited about the Sony A7 Mark III. And there was kind of a lot of debate that went around. It's like, yeah, it's a $2,000 camera. It's an incredible camera for the money. But Sony lenses in general, there's not a lot of them, and the good ones are pretty expensive. So yeah, it was kind of an argument from a lot of Canon and Nikon shooters. It's like, oh yeah, cool, you got a badass camera for $2,000, but like, good luck spending money on the lenses. This might be a bit of a solution for that. So this is a 28-75mm, very similar to a 24-70. Also, really quick, guys, how's the audio sound? How's the stream look? This is my first time using this kind of a streaming setup. I'm using everything. I'm using a different camera. I'm using a different microphone. I'm using different computers here. So this is very different. So let me know. Let me know if it looks good. I just noticed I'm out of the frame a little bit, so I gotta lower my chair down a little bit. Yeah, hopefully everything looks good. Sounds good. I'm just watching myself here. It's kind of funky. This is weird to do. Audio's crisp. Good. Could it be any louder, a little quieter? I mean, let me know, seriously. Okay, well, so with that being said, let's continue on. Everybody's saying it looks good. I appreciate that, everybody. Cool. So yeah, this lens, the Tamron 28-75mm, is potentially going to be a solution for those people who are on a bit of a budget, who are interested in getting to the Sony full-frame mirrorless system. Again, I keep going back to this, but it's basically a 24-70 f2.8. It's a 28-75mm. Now the reason they did that is because due to optical design and elements and stuff like that inside of the lens, if they had gone for that 24mm, it would have made the lens itself a lot thicker, like wider. So much bigger front filter size, just in general a bigger, heavier lens. So this 28-75mm focal range keeps the lens nice and small, but we still have that amazing f2.8 constant aperture. So the kicker with this lens, the surprising thing, is this comes in at the $800 price, so the sub $1,000 price range, which for an f2.8 constant lens, a zoom at least, is like pretty unheard of. So this is, I think, going to be the go-to lens for the majority of people who are going to be getting into Sony full-frame mirrorless in 2018, assuming that they're trying to be mindful of money. So yeah, there's definitely, I think, a lot of other really great lenses out there, but you're, again, going to be spending well over $1,000 to get into those lenses. So before we unbox the lens, before we start messing with it, I'm going to read some of the comments here, talk to you guys. Man, it's good to be back. I haven't live streamed for a long time, so it's fun. I'm excited. I miss live streaming. Yeah, $799. It's an amazingly cheap lens for the money. The 17 to 50 2.8 Tyler Lindsay. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure that's like a really old lens. Like a really old lens, if I'm not mistaken. I know Nikon makes a 17 to 50. Canon might actually, but if that lens in general is for it's for crop sensors, for APS-C type sensors. So yeah, I mean you could probably get one used for really really cheap, but I'm gonna hold on. I'm kind of messing with the audio stuff here. It's probably you guys are gonna get some horrible sounds right now. I apologize. Do you think gear is a big factor? Depends. For the most part, no. Gear should not be what's limiting you. It really depends on if you're doing this for a job or if you're just doing this for a hobby. If you're doing it for a hobby and you want to just get better at it, you want to develop your skills as a filmmaker, as a photographer, no, gear does not matter. You can do a lot with what you have, even if that means it's an iPhone or something like that. You can do a shit ton with a phone. But if you're doing it in a professional sense where you're trying to make it your career, you're trying to make it a living, to a certain degree, I mean, you want to be up with the latest standards. You want to be able to provide the quality that clients might be looking for. So there's a balance there. We can talk more about that another time, but that's a huge rant, to be honest. I think the 17 to 50 was just Canon and Nikon. Yeah, I believe you're right. What do you think about the Canon 80D in 2018? I personally think that really, honestly, there's better options for the money, meaning I keep going back to Sony. I sound like such a Sony fanboy, but the A6300 is like $1,200 or something like that. No, I think it's $1,100. It's ridiculously cheap. So I think there's for the money you can get much more versatile cameras. So the 80D in 2018 I think is a little careful of that. I just got a weird noise on my computer. I don't know where that just came from. I think I just saw super chat from YC. Chris, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I appreciate it. The $20, my man. Keep killing it. I got some fire content coming. I'm super pumped actually because I just randomly had the biggest wave of motivation after posting the video announcing my latest project, which you guys, if you haven't seen that yet, I highly suggest you do. It's my biggest project I've ever done so far in my career. Really, really big project for the summer for 2018. It's going to be insane. But I got so much support on that video, so many comments from you guys, all so excited and wanting to join in on the journey, and that was like a wave, like a huge refreshing burst of motivation and excitement. So now I'm really pumped to start cranking out some amazing content for you guys. So I hope you guys are ready for that. I got some quick pointers. Obviously, we're gonna have a sort of like a non-scientific review of the 28-75. I've never reviewed a lens before, so I don't want to put too much expectation out there. I have a video coming about the Mavic Air and the best ways, the best settings to get the most out of that drone and to really get your money's worth and get some amazing images out of that thing. What else do I have coming? How's the stream looking? I feel like I'm watching it right now and it looks like it's doing something, it's like lagging a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This is my first time using this whole setup, like the cam link and stuff like that. Is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Oh, it is doing that thing. Guys, help. It's do you see it? It's like jittery. It's a little jittery. Does it look like it's not? Oh god. Hold on. Technical difficulties currently. Lagging a little bit. Yeah, why is it doing that? Can anybody tell me why it's doing that? I'm using the Elgato cam link that's going into my Sony a7 III. I don't know why it's doing that. First time. I'm sorry guys. It's a little bit, but it's bugging me. I gotta hold on. We might be able to fix this. I think I messed with a setting earlier and I might be able to make this I might not be able to do it actually without stopping the stream. Maybe if I up the bitrate or something like that. Okay, well I just bumped the bitrate up, so maybe that'll help. No, it's still not working. Alright, timeout. We're gonna try something here. Oh, black screen. Oh, no. Oh, this is rough. Anyways, so you guys are gonna have to deal with a laggy stream for a sec. Don't mess with the lag. Having good audio is way more important. Please do the overhead and I can't do an overhead shot, unfortunately. I wish I had a secondary camera that I could switch to and just like do an overhead shot of that. Okay, cool. Everybody's saying it's not a big deal, so I'm not going to worry about it. Yair, it's hard to pronounce your name. You told me how to pronounce it. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that, man. Okay, so let's unbox this. I might be able to... How can I do this? Another $20 super chat from John Oberly. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. Is there a message associated with that? Does it say anything? It doesn't. John, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Let's unbox this thing. I guess I'm just gonna unbox it in my lap. Lenses don't generally have anything very interesting in the packaging, so work with me here, guys. Okay, so open it up. Take out my receipt. This is what we have in the box. Basically, documentation. Nobody cares about this stuff. Now we're into here. Whoops. Now we're into here. I'm gonna rip this apart. Ah, man, I'm bummed that it's doing a laggy thing right now. That's not okay. I'm like watching it back on my screen right now, and I'm not stoked. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna tease you guys for a second. We're gonna stop the unboxing, and I'm gonna fiddle with a setting really quickly and see if we can make this stop lagging. Does anybody have any suggestions? Thank you so much for the $20, John. I really, really appreciate that. Where does Tamron rank when compared to Sigma, Canon, and Sony? Tamron has been a manufacturer for a very long time. I think longer than Sigma. I mean, back in the day, they were making a lot of lenses for other manufacturers. So in terms of like their true like overall optic performance, I mean, they know what they're doing. They're not a new company by any means. They've put out some amazing lenses in the past for Canon. I think Nikon as well. They've done like a 24-70 and a 70-200. Those are phenomenal. I mean, those are some amazing pieces of glass. I don't think they're like... In some regards, a lot of people thought they beat like the Canon 24-70. They haven't really done any interesting prime lenses, but their zooms have always been pretty good. So I would really hope, whatever. We're gonna deal with the lag. I don't know why it's doing that. If anybody can tell me why it's doing that, whatever. It's not the lag as much as it's just like not proper frame rate. Like it looks like it's playing back at like 20 frames per second when it should be 24. Does that make sense? Okay, everybody's saying the lag is fine and don't worry about it. I'm just nitpicking at this point. Darren, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Things look good here. Okay, yeah. All right, let's keep going. All right, so Tamron, let's do that. And here we go. There it is. I have face priority turned on my camera, so it's not going to focus unless my face is out of the frame. Wait, get face, go out of the... this is hard. Okay, there it is. Tamron, 28-75mm. This thing is pretty small. If you guys have ever seen a 24-70 in person, you'll know how massive those things are. I'm quite impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I've held one before. I can't really disclose how I got to see one pre-production, but I have played with one. I'm not gonna put the hood on. I don't need to put the hood on. But there it is. There's our 28-75mm. Nice crispy front element. Nice and small. This is really compact. Unfortunately, it doesn't zoom internally, so we are going to get that front barrel extending out as we zoom, which, you know, whatever, no big deal. Right off the bat, the construction feels really, really good. I can't tell if this outer body is plastic or if it's if it's metal. This is usually how I test that. It's plastic. I don't know why. Do you guys ever do that? If you can't tell what a material is, you like bump it against your teeth, and for some reason I feel like you can just tell better. That's probably really weird. I'm probably really, really weird for saying that. But this thing feels great. It feels super well built. I believe it is weather sealed. I do see a come on. I need to turn face priority off. There is a little seal ring, a gasket on the back of the lens, which hopefully should mean it's going to seal up against the body. You can flick it with your nail. I mean, yeah, but sometimes I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I'm weird for bumping things against my teeth. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with the comments here. It's kind of hard. Okay. Would you choose the Tamron over the Sony 28mm native and an 85mm native? Depends on what you're shooting. If you're shooting and you need the flexibility, like if you're really like a run and gun shooter, then something like this would be really, really incredible to have. But if you're going for like pure optic capability, just the best quality, the best overall image quality and sharpness, then in that case, having the 28mm and an 85mm would be nice. Side note though, the cost of those two lenses would be, I take that back, that would be right around the cost of this. Never mind. I was about to say the price difference, but there's not really any. Let's see. Does it need an E-mount adapter? No, this is a native Sony lens. So actually, what I could do here, do you guys want to see this lens on the camera? Right now I'm shooting with my Sony 28mm f2, and I think it's rated at f2.8. So if I were to stick this lens on, put it at f2.8, theoretically it would look damn near identical. I don't know. If you guys want to see it, I don't know if I can turn off my camera during the stream and have it still... This might get messy. We might have some mad technical difficulties if I do this, but I guess maybe we'll do it. Yeah, everybody wants to see it. Oh boy. Okay. Well, there might be some technical difficulties here. You'll still be able to hear me, but I'm about to turn off my camera and put the lens on. So here we go. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm opening up OBS right now to see what's happening. Okay, so I'm swapping lenses as we speak. Took off my 28mm Sony, and I'm sticking on the Tamron right now. Slap it to 28mm. Turn the camera back on. Wow, it pops right back on, no problem. Wow, great. And we're right back at f2.8. So, oh, what's happening? Is it not focusing? Oh, that's no bueno. Oh, wait. Whoa, what's happening? Wait. Hold on. Time out. Something's happening. This is interesting. Oh no. Oh no, is it not gonna focus? Did I get a defective lens? Hold on, maybe it might just be something in my settings. I'm gonna turn off face priority too. Technical difficulties. Oh, wait a minute. I think I fixed it. I think it just didn't fully... Yeah, there we go. I fixed it. Sorry. When I clicked it into it, when I mounted it back onto the camera, it didn't fully lock in. So I think half of the contacts weren't making contact. So therefore, it wasn't going to focus. But we should be good now. Does the shot look straight? Does everything look okay? We're good. We're good. We're Gucci. It's working. Okay, so that's it. We're rocking now the Tamron 28-75mm. This is previously what I was using. You guys should know this lens by now. Let's test this focus. Right now, face priority is still on, so it's going to be kind of wonky. You want to see something wild with this lens, guys? The minimum focusing distance is ridiculous. I think I can go closer than that. Like, are you kidding me? That shouldn't even be a thing. I'm like literally like an inch and a half from the front element of this lens. Okay, well that's ridiculous. Okay, so let's start testing some things here. I'm gonna have to like squish down so I can, because I'm zooming in. Okay, hold on. Let me like sit down here. So now we're looking at like, this is probably like 50 millimeters. I'm. This probably looks weird. You guys are probably like, what the hell? Um, so I'm zooming in. I'm gonna go all the way into 75 millimeters right now, so you guys can get an idea of kind of what the bokeh looks like. I have to like kind of just squat down right here so you guys can see it. It's kind of like a profile shot. Something you kind of see is like just like a profile shot. It's a tight profile. Bokeh looks pretty good. I can probably stick a light in the background and we could see kind of what it looks like at defocus. I mean, you can kind of see it literally right there, deep out of focus area. I think this looks pretty good. But yeah, the minimum focusing distance. I don't know what it's like at 70 millimeters. Let's try this. Wow, that okay. That snapped focus way quicker than I was expecting. Normally when you're way zoomed out like 70 millimeters and you stick an object in frame like this, it struggles. See right there, is still trying to track my face, but like, let's go. Boom. Wait, oh, too close. Oh, too close, right there. Look at that. Look at it, this is crispy. If that's not hashtag crispy AF, I don't know what is. This is fun. This is fun. I'm enjoying testing a lens live with you guys. Yeah, the autofocus is pretty good. I'm gonna start going back and forth with my face at the lens here and see if it tracks my face well. Okay, so we're back here, right? We're in focus, nice and sharp. I'm gonna start cruising in. Okay, I'm gonna go back and forth a few times. Let's see if it loses focus on my face. Oh, ooh. It was a little slow, but then again, I did move in the frame really fast. Okay. Damn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That I don't think this lens, like a 28 millimeter, this is a native Sony lens, I don't think this would do any better. So, okay, so what's interesting about this is Tamron specifically said that they designed this to function as good, if not better, than Sony native lenses, and they particularly designed it to be good for video. What that means, I have no clue. It was just in multiple of the interviews at like, what was it? What was the show that this was released at? It's not CP Plus. I don't know if you guys can, if any of you remember what show this lens was announced at. The guy that was representing Tamron specifically said in some of the interviews that it was supposed to be, it was important that it was going to work well for video. So like, this is it. This is working in video. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. WPPI, that's right. Thank you, Cole Thomas. I appreciate that. No, not CES. Yeah, it was WPPI. Yeah, I'm using the Sony a7 III, by the way. Yeah, it's an f2.8. It's crispy. It's super crispy. The autofocus is good. That's with my hand. It's on face priority right now, so it's looking for a face. So it's going to be slower if I stick an object in front of the lens. It would theoretically be faster if I turned off face priority. Then at that point, it's just looking for whatever's closest with contrast in front of the focusing area. Yeah, it's like a fucking macro lens. Look at this. It's like basically a macro. Wait, it's hard to do this looking at my monitor. Like, come on. Yeah, Manuel said that that it is, yeah, there's no image stabilization built in the lens, which is, yeah, we would like to have stabilization built in the lens, but that would also increase the weight and potentially the overall size of the lens. And generally, if you're going to be mounting it up on a Sony full frame body, you're going to be having that image, in-body image stabilization. And especially with this focal range, 28 to 75 millimeters, you're really not, at least for photo, going to be needing stabilization. For video, absolutely, it would be nice to have the image stabilization built in the lens, but yeah, so that's a thing. Am I using my LUTs to stream? No, I'm not. I'm just using a picture profile that I did prior to doing the stream to make it as like contrasted and saturated as I wanted in the camera. So yeah, it's just a custom picture profile, Chris. Caleb Pike does it when he streams sometimes. Are we talking about a LUT? I wonder how good the image quality will be for photos. Yeah, again, I'm going to be doing an unscientific review of the lens and how it holds up, at least in my work, which for the most part is a little bit of photography here and there, social media content. So, I do some product stuff here and there. So maybe, I don't know, I'll nitpick it a little bit, but it's not going to be like a super scientific, like side by side, like it's going to be a review. So expect that within the next like week or so, and give me some time with the lens and let me fiddle around with it. But I wanted to just give you guys sort of first impressions and unboxing, little taste of the lens. Which, by the way, is the name of the stream updated? What's the name of this stream? I didn't even check that. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. It's good. We're Gucci. OBS will let you load LUTs? Really? That's interesting. I'd like to try that. Yo, you mind sharing your picture profile? I mess with Sony settings all the time. Yeah, Ryan, I've been thinking about doing a video specifically about picture profiles. The profiles that I use a log profile that's supposed to emulate Canon C-Log. I don't know. I get compliments on my color and stuff, but I'm always kind of finessing and tweaking and trying new things. It's always really subtle. I don't do any drastic changes to my color. I've always had like one sort of consistent look to my work. In fact, I think that was one of the first things that YC Imaging, Chris, you guys may not know his name. A lot of people just call him YC Imaging. That was one of the first like things he said about my work. He's like, dude, like it's crazy how you have such a consistent look throughout all your videos and stuff. And I'm like, well, sweet. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I didn't even like try to as much as I think I have a pretty specific mindset for how I like my stuff to look. So it's like I do it, but unintentionally, if that makes sense. Yeah, maybe I'll do a full video on picture profiles. What do I think of the GH5? GH5 is a solid camera for the money. I think it offers a lot of really unique features at a really interesting price point, especially the GH5S. It's like a very universal budget production camera. Again, I think the GH5 lacks in a lot of ways though, due to the micro four thirds sensor. It's not super powerful in low light. The GH5S kind of changed that though, so it's not true for the GH5 universally, but I think it's going to be really interesting in 2018 to see what manufacturers do to compete with things like the Sony A7 Mark III. I think that brought a lot to the table for a lot more of an affordable price point than people expected. So I think that's going to set the bar for a lot of the manufacturers going forward in 2018 into 2019 with what kinds of features are going to be available at certain price points. I think 4K at 60 frames per second is going to become a lot more affordable than people are expecting. I think it's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay, Sony settings were very confusing sometimes. I've had my A6300 since November and still haven't figured it out. Yeah, it's not an easy system to learn by any means. So I don't I agree with you there. It took a good amount of time for me to get comfortable with like really blowing through the Sony menus without like missing things or being confused. Jason, White Butte in North Dakota. Absolutely, man. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen my latest project, the video that I just put out yesterday, announcing the big project, the thing that I've teased you guys about, the biggest project I've ever done so far, definitely go check that out. Maybe I'll play it in the live stream here if I can figure out how to do that really quickly. I think I can do that, but it'd be kind of weird. I might as well just describe it while I'm here. But yeah, basically I'm doing a really, really epic project this summer. I don't want to tease it because it's a lot to explain, and I don't want to leave any details out. And I explained it very well in the video. So you guys should just go check out my most recent video after you're done watching the live stream. You think this will kickstart Tamron to start putting out pro level gear for Sony users, like the Sony 70-200, 85, 1.4, for example? Devin, I think it's very likely. I would be surprised if they didn't, but you know, you can never really tell. But I'd be really surprised if it didn't start kickstarting other manufacturers as well. I think Sigma will very likely come in soon with some native zooms for the Sony system. It was really interesting. The Tamron technical representative who was speaking at WPPI when this lens got announced really emphasized that he thinks that mirrorless is the future. He thinks that's where the industry's heading. It's not going to go any other direction. So other manufacturers, including themselves, would be silly to not get on board with really supporting the mirrorless system. So therefore, hopefully, Sony full frame mirrorless. Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. Canon 60 is still worth it to buy. The 60 or the 60 Mark II. If you're looking at the OG 6D, probably not, just because you could probably get like an A7 or an A7 Mark II for potentially the same price, and those are going to be a better camera overall. Video autofocus for the most part. Yeah, 60s, it's an old system at this point. Alright guys, well, I didn't want to make this live stream go rant on too long. I wanted to keep it kind of short and concise. I think I'm going to leave this stream up on my channel, which is something I've never done in the past. But it's interesting. I think you guys liked to see my first impressions and first reactions of the Tamron lens. Super excited to start using this. I will be sure to get a review, unscientifical. I don't know, what is it, the thing that Casey Neistat always says? Anyways, it's not going to be a scientific review. It's just going to be a review of some real world use in a YouTube filmmaker vlogging type perspective. I mean, I do more than that, obviously, but I think the people who are going to be interested in this lens are going to be people like YouTube filmmakers who are shooting on the Sonys who need something affordable. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you to the people who donated. Who is it? Can I see that? Do I have to scroll way up in the comments? Anyways, thank you to the people who donated in Super Chat. YC Imaging, my man donated $20. I really appreciate that. Me and Chris are good friends. So if you guys don't watch YC Imaging, I highly suggest you go hop on that. Type it in, YC Imaging. Super simple. Go subscribe to him. He does very similar videos to what I do. He does some vlogging. He does some great tutorials. He is a full-time videographer, cinematographer. He's a great guy. Go check him out. John Oberly also donated $20 Super Chat. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. But that's it for the stream, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get out of here. Any last questions? I'm gonna answer a few, and then I'm gonna peace out. I'm probably gonna go test the lens, to be honest. Or maybe I might save it for a video. I don't know. What do you guys think? What should I do? Do more like this? Should I start doing more live streams that are like really impromptu, really unplanned, and just kind of like mess around, try some stuff, like fiddle, like just do testing live streaming, something like that, editing live streaming, something like that. Would that be interesting? Let's trying to Mavic Air video. Yeah, Mavic Air video is coming within the next few days. Weekly live streams. Yeah, I could probably do that. Save for video review. Good point. Would you wait until you are really good at filmmaking before starting YouTube, or can you give value from just a few months into filmmaking? Here's the thing. I think you shouldn't look at it as you shouldn't look at it in the sense that you want to start a YouTube channel just because you want to do tutorials and teach people things. Share your journey. Like, start a YouTube channel and show your learning experiences. Show yourself developing. Tutorials are only great, like, in perspective. Like, there's so many out there. Like, there are so many tutorials on so many different things. So, not that it wouldn't be beneficial to show, like, your perspective of how to do something, but I think people would be more interested to see you developing and you learning things as a filmmaker and implementing that into your work and seeing people develop. I think that's really fun to do, and that's kind of what I did back in my vlogs. I didn't do tutorials for a long time when I started my YouTube channel. I just did vlogs and I just did little short films, and you guys got to see me develop and grow as a person, as a personality, an influencer, a filmmaker. And now I do tutorials because I think I have some really interesting and unique perspectives on the whole filmmaking, photography industry. So that's why I do it. Did you get that? Did you write that lens off on your taxes? I mean, yeah, technically any gear that I'm buying that's toward my business is going off on my taxes. Live streams. Love your character. It's dope to interact with other creators like you and Zach Kravitz. Thank you, Devin. Appreciate that, man. Okay. All right. So I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate that. Dipping out here. This stream is going to stay live on the channel. So I have to go over here and then click in stream. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clap like I do at the end of my videos. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Wait, by the way, guys, give the stream a thumbs up right now. If you're still in here, there's 72 people of you. I see you. You're here. Go slap the stream a thumbs up right now. I should have said that earlier in the stream because it actually really does help. But yeah, slap the stream a thumbs up before you guys leave. I'd really appreciate that. But I'm going to dip out. Thumbs up, subscribe. See you in the next video.